right, so we have our calling guest here. We have Taji. Welcome to the Big League Podcast, Taji. So this is a Liverpool fan that we have on this week's podcast, and we just want to get your take on your team's performance today in a 3-1 win versus Tottenham.
Well, the performance wasn't our best, but I mean, from a final way to pull out the victory, then I'm cool with that. But the performance was my best, though.
Okay, so you're saying the performance wasn't the best. What is lacking currently in your team?
Defensively, you can't say. Defensively, we're making silly mistakes, and it shouldn't even be. I mean, with our first team center back, things will be better.
Okay. So you're talking about defensive errors. So two of the goals that Liverpool scored today, wasn't that defensive errors on the part of Tottenham when Dyer made the ball roll across him, and then in the second half the other defender did the same thing when Mane scored?
I mean, the question was on my team they have, it wasn't about Tottenham.
But
Tottenham made their mistakes, and we punish them for that. We made our mistakes, they didn't punish us. So it's up to, and we were playing against the best duo today, the best duo in the league, and we showed them whenever we hold them to nothing near, like they didn't do much. The goal did have to come from a long range shot, though. So I mean, we all play them. This is how we play, though. 99% of our games in the Premier League, we control the game, we control the pace, we control everything about the game, even with a weakened team, though. I don't know why people don't space for come at it. And you see when they come at it, like how Tottenham come at it, that's going to reach any team in the league. If you try to play open, if you try to play attacking football themselves, you're going to pay. So I don't know how I think we'll reach Tottenham today.
But Tottenham never tried playing open football today.
Eh?
Tottenham didn't try and play any open football today from the game that I saw.
No, the connection, not here, Sean.
I
Listen.
said Tottenham never tries play any open football today.
Jonathan this.
Oh, Jonathan, wait.
I said Tottenham never tried playing an open football today from the match with Messi. So I say when teams come at you, this is what happened.
They tried. If you look, they try with them Bailey. Just look for how them set up the midfield. And then in the second half, they wanted to play more attacking, so they put 3 on the back instead of using 4, and it got them.
No, but I saw them start with 3 on the back.
No, 4 them start at the back. They start with 4 at the back. Jose did that as a mind game before the game start. Then, them warm up with the 4 at the back. Them start with 4 at the back. It was 4.
Yeah, they start with 4, and then, you know what I mean? And that reached them, because they can't play Liverpool like that, though.
But half time, him take off Hurricane, I guess, for your injury, and the man bring on Ari Winks.
No,
Lamela
A 2 substitution he make half time. Him bring on Winks.
Oh, Winks.
Him bring on Winks.
He take off Aurier.
Yeah, he took off Surge. Yeah. Yes, he was. Mane was running past him. Mane could have scored a hat-trick today. He was supposed to score a hat-trick.
Mane never have a good game.
Yeah.
Mane never have a good game. I wouldn't say Mane had a good game, but he seems to run past Aurier like breeze.
Well, Tottenham play exactly how we expected them.
But Taj, you see say defensively, even though they don't have the Van Dijks and the regular starting centre backs and whatever, you see say no matter who they're around, they're gonna still play the same way and the same system and the same everything.
Yeah, but it don't look right.
Listen, we cannot play the same way. Regardless of how we are safe, we're not playing the same way. We're not playing attacking as we normally do. You cannot say that because nothing. The midfield, brother, really did that.
Press.
Yeah, we're not pressing. Normally, we have played, that's what I tell you, without Van Dijk, Gomez, Matip, Lavrin, the real defenders better, cannot play how we normally play. We press half line with them better. We sit in a people half, and we don't worry about what one behind because we have got the fastest man that leads a defense for that. So we don't have to worry about who them go up against after that Rashford, after that Kane, after that Son, them can't run the Van Dijk or Gomez. None of them can run the Van Dijk or Gomez. So my team play that attacking football, not thinking about what's going to happen behind, bro. You see me? That's how my team play. We play attacking. Now, with Van Dijk and Gomez, that's why every people are called Trent. And I said Trent not good, and Trent and this and Trent and that. Because Trent have that solid defender to cover team when he walk forward, and
So-
do what he's supposed to do, attack him, he trouble him, get him back.
So basically, I say without the right players, when they can't play the system, so Trent I get exposed a little bit because now he must defend as a defender individually and not with Van Dijk beside him.
He's not a defender.
Okay.
But we already been telling that. When we tell us that Trent is not a defensive.
That's why.
He's not. Me said that
That's why I said. Me, for my team, if we for pick a team, me would have choose Wan-Bissaka over him because I can get a right winger who can do what Trent do.
But
Eh?
What formation they're gonna play? What formation they're gonna play?
And if we play 4-3-3, any formation with a back four. With a back four. Formation with a back four.
No, listen. A winger in a chance. If you're gonna use a Sterling or the best wingers in the league, they don't do what Trent do.
Which is
They
what?
don't do what Trent do.
Which is what?
You don't want you get your winger to the out there square assist ball. You want your 3 forward them say what goal do it and a score. You don't want a winger where gonna kick out here the square ball. You don't want that, bro. So that's why our formation are the perfect formation to Trent. Trent is a midfielder, right wing midfielder.
playing at
Put him right wing back, because he's attacking, he can kick the ball good, and he's confident going forward.
But originally, he is a right back. He is not no damn midfielder.
No, he's a midfielder. He's a midfielder.
He was a failed midfielder in the academy. He never make it in a midfield and he moved to right back.
Who tell you that? Where you get that?
Then who converted to the right back?
So all your midfielder in the academy and just turn
I go right back.
But when that ever happened in the history of football?
And ask that question, Sean. 90% of the attacking part, the player, 90% of Jamaican attacking players that play in Jamaica, when they come to foreign, where do they put them?
Wing back.
Wing back.
Wing back.
Okay. So
Because
that's
they're
the
fast.
one says a right wing midfielder or a left wing midfielder can play wing back. You can play unless you can't tackle to nothing. But once you have a little bit of defensive quality, you know,
A little bit of speed.
he's not the best defender.
Well, yeah, I understand what you say. That's what I'm saying. If me, I pick my side, whatever Trent can do, the man also can do it.
All right.
So we ask that question.
No, quick question. So why Trent don't look the same for England as him do for Liverpool?
Because it's not the same formation.
Exactly. So yeah, make a point for me that Trent is a system player. He's a system player.
No. They don't ask him to play the way how he wants to play. He play more defensive in English League, England team.
If he's a right back, say your first defend duty as a right back is to defend.
I'm not saying not to defend him, don't get me wrong. He's supposed to defend. But when he's playing our team, going forward, he's good. Defending, he's alright. I've seen for long to do that. And listen, you know people like that. Name the best wing back in the world of the ever seen. And name them centre back for them play with. Name the best wing back. Have two. You know, one of the best defenders them.
Okay.
Team. At AC Milan, in Brazil, every team, Roma, every team you play there.
Oh, okay. Taji, remember I answer that question because you talk about wing back or right back or left back. You know, it's two different positions, you know. Them call them wing back now because them the both. But back in the day, you never have no wing back. It's either
Yeah,
you
right
right back and left back where attack, but now you have this inverted wing backs and all of that. Cafu wasn't a wing back.
Cafu was a right back.
Cafu was a right back.
It doesn't matter. He went forward in the defense. No matter what they want to call it. The position play the same.
Not really, because if you are player left wing back or right wing back, typically you play the position that if you are player 5 at the back, when you are defending and attacking, you have 3. So no way you attack about. That is not a wing back, that is a right back. Trent play right back. Trent don't play wing back.
No, Trent.
Cafu play right back and Trent is a right back right now. Trent don't play in a wing back. Because if you play a wing back, that means the only reason why you say play a wing back is because it is so high up the pitch all the time because Liverpool dominate position that in average starting position is the halfway line.
Yeah.
So if you're at the halfway line, you're already in an attacking position.
Yeah.
Trent don't play wing back. Trent play right back. It does matter because it's 2 different positions.
It no matter how you want to name it. So here we know. So Trent play a wing back in an England team.
No, him play
No,
right
right
back. Because Trent is not even the starting right back. Because you have man like Trippier ahead of him and Trippier is Trippier ahead of him. Open the World Cup. Don't mind it. If you don't understand football and don't know the players, don't talk. Trippier is ahead of Trent Alexander-Arnold and Trippier is not a defensive player. Trippier did the exact same thing. Trippier is known for crossing the ball and attacking, and he's ahead of Trent Alexander-Arnold for England. So when we don't talk football, no one not talk.
Listen, no, I'm not getting what you're saying.
I'm saying for England, remember, we're comparing,
Listen, Trippier is the first choice.
yes, over Trent. I don't know about right now, but I know when I watch major competitions, Trippier was the one that was starting, not Trent.
Yeah, Trippier start the last World Cup.
That was one before Trent started. That was one.
What do you mean? Trent did not start for Liverpool and Liverpool did have 98 points and still never win the league. What the hell are you talking about? Liverpool did come second to City with 90 something points.
He played for England. He is England's first choice.
No.
No. For the past 2 years, Trent has been arguably the best wing back, right back, left back in the world.
What?
No doubt.
So at which position?
Cafu as the best right back, wing back, whatever you want to call him. In and out of the
Okay, alright.
Arnold is the best wing back, right back in the world.
Attacking one, say that. There's 2 phases to football. You have to attack and defend. Me can name, hold on. Maybe you don't need him. Okay, you see, and that is the problem right now. Because through Van Dijk did a defense for him. When Van Dijk not there now.
But you can't, Van Dijk and Trent don't play upon the same side.
But it don't matter.
Van Dijk
is the defensive system. Van Dijk is the system.
A Van Dijk don't talk to one of them.
No, yeah.
So a Van Dijk
It don't matter. Van Dijk and Trent don't play on the same side.
Tajik. You know, say me rate Robertson over Trent by a million miles.
Listen now. You have to understand. Robert is being that type of player.
Yeah, from the Wolves, from the whole city.
Him attack, that's him. He have the energy, he have the fitness to that. Trent was never that player. He's a right wing midfielder, bro.
My youth, let me tell you, Taj, Trent is not even the best right back in the league. Hold on. You don't stop. Hold on, remember that.
Okay.
Trent is not even the best right back in the league. Kyle Walker better than him. Kyle Walker is a better overall player than Trent. Pereira fit for Leicester better than him. Ricardo Pereira. Pereira better than him.
Continue. When one Basaka better than two.
Say.
James from Chelsea.
Hold on. Now your eyes, you watch football with. Okay.
Trent is the leading. He got a record for the foreign defenders to have so many assists in
One season.
Okay.
You don't know what
Man, you
because them breakthrough
you
season.
can't use stats. Oh.
He got more assists than KDB.
Mayo, stats is very misleading.
What is misleading?
Stats is very misleading because you can pad stats. So, okay, all right. So okay, hold on. Hold on, I'm answer that question. So, what's the average position? Oh, okay, go on. Oh, okay. Okay, all right. You finish?
He's the leading assist in the league for 2 seasons straight.
Okay, all right, cool. Okay.
Also, the leading defender in goal scoring in the league.
Okay, perfect.
So, he's doing his job.
Okay, perfect. That's for 2 seasons. All right, perfect. All right, perfect. Hold on, perfect. All right. That's for 2 seasons straight, right? That's the season last year when we win, and the season before when we have 90-something points and come second, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, perfect. Use this analogy. The relegation battle team, them, right? For them keeper and defenders always have the most shot face and them something, right? Why? Because they might defend more. If Liverpool are dominate every fucking game they play and have 60 plus position, of course we're not in a position to put more crosses. Thus, he has the opportunity to have more assists. Just like Wan-Bissaka have the most tackles because we sit back.
I don't try.
You can understand how football
You
goes.
can't use it too because when I attack it, I want to defend it.
And the same analogy, if you are defending more, you have more tackles. Of course, I always say that we are a counter-attacking team, which is a weak tactic. That is no tactic. Counter-attacking football is no tactic.
Yeah.
And that's how Manchester United play. It's embarrassing as a Manchester United fan.
You know what? You know what? One of the sucker of money and pocket. 2 games straight. One of the sucker of money and then one of the youth and then they don't say that you got that win job. Going forward, the man can pass up.
But everyone know that.
Exactly.
But everyone know that.
Exactly.
But Taj,
But man, do what I'm supposed to do.
but Taj, and that what I always say. When the man come like him dribble the ball, him heel. But defensively, that's what I said. Defensively, me don't want him on my side because he might do his job defensively.
All right. Did you know that Wan-Bissaka have the most tackles in the league as a right back? Not as a centre half, no. Not as a midfielder, as a right back. The most tackles, the most interceptions. Why? Because we sit back and defend. So if you do something the most, you're going to have most of that stuff.
But what if I understand to that, Taj? Remember, you know, say Trent in our team over the past 2 years, you know.
I dominate positions.
I dominate and how do I play with the club and the system and the confidence. So obviously, and I'm in a winning team, I win everything. The Champions League, they win the league, they win the World Club, whatever. So I'm in every team for UEFA because I'm in a winning team there.
I'm going to get that accolade because the team as a whole.
What's this season? Yes,
of course.
We're not going to play because that's what I say with confidence.
Hey, all right. You remember when Flanagan was the next best thing for Liverpool? You remember him? No, Flanagan.
No.
You remember when the one good season under Brendan Rodgers? When Flanagan played the entire season because somebody got injured and Flanagan was supposed to be the next best thing? You remember that? Exactly. Where is he now? It's called riding the wave of the team.
Yeah, but Trent not riding the wave.
Of course, because individual is better than player. Individual is not a good player. He's not.
Taj.
But you're judging for one position.
Taj,
judging for one position.
Taj, you hear me? Take Trent out of this confident, well-coached Liverpool team and fling him down to Newcastle and see what going on.
Well, you always use the analogy there.
Because as an individual player, you're supposed to be playing that system.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
All right.
You got a point. But listen what I'm saying to you. That doesn't mean take one sucker and bringing on a new captain is going to produce.
But he was doing the same thing at Crystal Palace.
And that's why we buy him because we see him at Crystal Palace.
You know why I understand that.
Yeah.
You put on that jersey
No, but
This what I said, man.
alright, man, listen.
In your game, brother. You know, something in your game. Once you put on a Manchester United jersey,
Yeah.
Liverpool jersey,
Yeah, true.
put on a risk in your game.
Yeah, true.
Once you put on one Newcastle jersey and one Fulham, brother, there's no way to go.
But
You have to go play outside a jersey. They have to play
So how big them players go United and Liverpool and flat?
But may I say, but remember say he was doing the same thing when he was at Crystal Palace. There's nothing different or almost like I don't know than what he was doing at Crystal Palace.
That is it. He lift up. So when you want to Trent down, you want him to go down.
Alright.
You want him to demote him down.
Alright. Put Trent over Barcelona. I say messing the whole man choking.
Would I still do the same thing?
No, but when I say my bug, listen, when I say my bug, you know, because listen, who?
Johnny Alba? Yeah, that was a Johnny Alba. First of all, Johnny Alba is a left back, Trent is a right back. Know your positions. Jesus.
Left back.
Man, you say you talk about facts. You can't compare facts when
Left
your
back.
facts is off. Check your fact machine, brother. Johnny Alba is a left back. Trent is not better than the youth of Real. When him come Danny Carvajal. Trent is not better than him. Danny Carvajal at Real Madrid, the number 2. But may I give you another player who play the same position, right back. Nobody of consequence. Them not have none. Them just buy a new youth name Best from Ajax. Them remember Robert Roberto are Best. The youth of them just buy a Ajax. Yeah, Des. The American youth. What?
This is not. He's a midfielder.
Des?
Yeah, the American. He's not a right back. He was in the MLS. In the MLS, a midfielding when I
Who the
play.
fuck give a fuck about MLS? Where something used to play in the MLS?
Okay, so then.
When Davis used to play in the MLS? Yo, are you just saying no? You just said the Jamaican bar them play midfield when them come to Europe, them switch them a left back and right back. And the same thing happen. Why? Because I have pace. That's it. That's the only reason why they put him on because I have pace.
But even when them my boy that play right back for Bayern Munich, Kimmich. Trent
You cannot compare Kimmich with them, man. You cannot compare Kimmich.
No, can you no?
Yeah. But you see, we can talk about Kimmich switch position. So when I say Trent can switch in
You
position.
know that Trent play midfield. You never know that.
Yeah, midfield.
I was a midfielder.
But what I mean,
Trent used to play midfield in youth
Midfielder.
team.
You know matter. Midfielder. A midfielder.
So yo, did you know that Wan-Bissaka was a winger?
yeah, it was.
He was.
So I'm saying.
He look like a winger to you. He don't scream out boots. He look like a.
So I'm saying.
You, me not care when nobody want to play in a pee-wee football.
Hey, but
Your
remember,
position that you're listed at in the
remember
pros,
Henry was
that
not
are your
striker.
position.
You know?
He was a winger, though.
Okay, remember
Whatever
Henry was not
position you're
striker.
listed
So you have
at
to
in the
remember.
pros, that's your position.
Jonathan, I cannot say that because you have to understand that is a position. I mean, never just it has to be a close, different. It can't be in a far out thing. You can't say a man who play striker in a pee-wee and then when he reach professional, he play instead.
Of course, Van Dijk used to do that. Van Dijk was a striker. A year player. Google it. Van Dijk was a striker.
Yeah, but
But before that,
No, in
before
academy.
that, Van Dijk was a striker.
When he was 10,
What?
when he was 10,
When it was no, like 7, like coming up like 14, 16, he was a striker. Man, you Google your thing and come prepared, brother.
Yeah, he was.
Google your thing and come prepared.
No, he was a striker when he was in a academy. And
Brother,
then
Google
he
your
get
thing
taller
and
realize
come.
that he
You
was-
can't come with
he can't become a
facts
striker.
and the fact them shallow.
But even Carver Lewin, it was the defender them said. Half a swing turn striker.
Yeah, but you have to remember, if it's
My youth,
player
players
position
change
will always
positions all the
change.
time
Yeah.
based off the team where them come up in. If them see a need and see, yo, this person can play as a right back or a defender or midfielder, and them train them for more in that.
But perfect example, Taj. Look on Onandelo. No foul, no Onandelo as. And when the man come and work up and play. Big centre half. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, it's not a big change, it's not a big far off change. All the thing you have to do now is
Defend.
you have to think more, you have to think more defending.
Okay.
You have to think they have an attack and pass ball, you have to think to defend.
Okay, but
You still not catch it,
But brother, but Trent been a pro for about 4 seasons now. In the first team, so if he not catch it now, I when him gonna catch it.
Hey, he's not for catch it because he's a Premier League champion. He's a Premier League champion and he's a Champions League champion. He's not for catch it.
Yeah.
He's not for catch it. At 22, he's still a develop. 23. 23. Yeah, 23.
Yo, we know them young. So our play them young too?
You're not like saying me now 26 when
Yo.
you need to catch this.
So,
You can't
you're
catch
not
it
honest
right
that we now say Trent a bug, but it's the height where the man Trent is not the best. Nothing.
Don't say
Trent
that.
Trent is not the best right back in the league, nor in the world. No, nobody can give nobody the only person who can do that.
That is a hating thing.
Oh, man, he is not.
I have to give the man in stats now. The
Man,
man
you.
stats prove say he is
Brother,
the
if
best.
people still not
The
understand the
prove.
whole
I
stat thing.
hate that, my youth.
Man, who said that?
I hate, that's a big hate. They say, because him can't defend and this. The man are doing what he's supposed to
Like
do.
me say, because Liverpool win everything and he was in a winning team, so obviously he gonna be in every single.
You hold on, me here, man. Say.
Why not them never get picked in a ball and do it nominee?
Say, yo, put what are them in there?
Well, hold on now.
Every what are them in there?
Hold on.
What are them do?
Hold on.
But when do?
Hold on. Everything get picked in there.
Who don't want Liverpool play them in there then? Who don't want Liverpool play them in there?
Everything get picked in there. That's
you
allowed
know
to
what I
that show.
notice? You see, every Manchester United supporter have a vendetta against Henderson.
No, I don't know.
It is.
A football,
No. Everyone now have a vendetta because Sir Alex Ferguson come out the other day and say when he never mean and nothing when him said Henderson is not going to survive as a footballer because of the way I'm running around. It's just because.
Yeah, me see it too.
It's just because is where our football was. You never know say him couldn't be the midfielder where he is right now. Come on.
Okay, hold on. Touch. Jonathan, to my answer that question as a Liverpool fan, would you build your midfielder around Henderson?
Honestly, let me talk as a Liverpool fan. I never, listen, while I was end up, I never rated him, I never see why we wanted him. But without him, we see why we need him. When he's not playing, we see why we need him. We never did rate him, but we see what him do.
Yeah, okay.
Why he's so successful in our team.
Exactly, infinity.
Okay, so basically,
Because in England,
so basically,
go to.
my understand what you're saying. No? Basically, Henderson is like funeral Roy Keane then.
No, you got start, the name right, from West Ham over.
Declan Rice. Yeah.
Declan Rice?
Yeah.
You got start, Declan Rice over England, the English team, the England team.
Of course, because he's more well-rounded. He's better passing the ball.
What?
He's more well-rounded, man.
And if England coach ever do that, they get
Okay,
fired.
you
Remember
know,
me tell you that. He
This
get
can be
fired.
to be continued.
And
This can be to be continued. Because we ever see a major competition coming up in the summer Euros, we ever see.
Henderson is going to be the starter.
We will see. We will
Henderson is
see.
going to be the starter.
Eh?
Yeah, no Manchester United supporter.
But no, it's not a Manchester United.
It is.
There's plenty of United football.
No, it is.
So what is it to
Minister
Manchester
Arsenal fan and them
Let me
rate
answer that
Henderson.
question.
When it's a Chelsea
Let me answer
fan,
that
them rate.
question. Mate, it's me as a football fan, not as a United fan. I rate players, Not because of the team, but how I see them play. There's plenty of United players right now when we think about. Plenty. When me think, it now have nothing to do with the shirt where them wear. Yeah, go ahead. Who?
Yeah, man.
Hold on.
McLaren don't get jersey.
Hold on there. Neither.
Yo, Taj. If I'm me, Taj. Well, Taj. You remember? You know our president do the thing.
Anderson is
When him now get him on a jersey, right? Cause two play for Brownstone, right? McLaren not get a jersey.
A bib him fit in a bib.
Him not get a jersey.
A bib with number him fit in a.
Oh man, Anderson.
McLaren a good man at all.
Fred can do what they want. Fred. Yo, and I'm not saying Fred is the best, you know. What may I say?
I'm Fred one of the worst person I've ever seen too.
It's just like in every alright. Look on the team you want to play today, Tottenham. You see how Iberg, Nick, Tottenham midfield together. That is how Anderson is to Uno. It is not flamboyant or flashy. He's just efficient and every team.
But that's how you want a midfield.
No, hold on. Alright. Okay, hold on. You remember Gravison? I don't know if you know the ball. Thomas Gravison. Who used to play for Everton and Real Madrid? Gravison.
That's most
okay. Alright. Me give a bigger name for that. Like a Makaleli. Every team need them type of a midfielder them. Where just robust, win the ball, give it to the ball. Yeah, but no, but when I say him play that similar role where him is just that destroyer in a midfield for it. Win it. Yeah.
I like Dion. That's how Dion was to Man City.
Exactly. Yeah, fly kicking at people's chest. Just win it and give it to the flair player. Then that's it. That's Anderson's job. It's very simple.
Yeah, but
simple.
Do you say so? You tell me so you be like
yeah,
team about a midfielder like
yeah,
that?
but you may say no.
No.
If me was a Liverpool fan, me don't want Anderson in my midfield.
Okay then.
But
so
me
want give so much
because una win because of
he's a product of the system. I'm say to Taj. Even though because the reason why Taj talks about it because him see what Anderson bring to the film team when he play. But I tell him say yo, but if Anderson not there, trust me, they get to the bench and miss him. Not tell him because Liverpool still gonna play the same way.
No, you're talking
different. I'm still gonna play the same way, man. It's the whole thing free. It's just that captain mentality we have. Because me I watch too much today, I'm can't hear Anderson mouth at all. Yes, and that same thing. He must have passion there. He must have leadership passion there.
The man race up to Thiago.
Yeah, but as a footballer, there is one footballer out there we can do it. But the better way is pure footballing abilities. Just like in every sport, you have alright. Just like in a basketball, you have when Warriors did that win German. You have 20 million forward better than German, but German fit Warriors system. It is the art and soul of the. That's what Anderson is.
So how you cuss a man because you fit the system? What?
I'm not cussing him.
You hating on the man,
but just like how German Green and an all-star. German is not a fucking all-star.
Yeah, but you was hating
him is an
on
all-star because the team are win 70 plus games. How you feel
hate upon somebody who win championships?
Everybody will win championships.
Who don't have a player who win championships in a...
World Cup winner.
Wait, take back that.
Hold on.
Who don't have a Premier League champions in the team?
No.
Yeah, Maguire.
Hold on. We have to end the call upon this. Everything what Liverpool do, United did first. So don't ever compare and say if Una have nobody on the squad. Anything what Liverpool accomplish, United did it first.
Did it after?
Did it first.
Did it after?
We win the Club World Cup before Uno. We win Champions League before Uno. We did it first.
Did not win Champions League before we. Go back in that history. Yeah, go back in that history. Y'all did not win Champions League. We used to dominate the Europe. Remember that?
We have more Champions League.
Yeah, dominate. That's what.
Yeah.
Why is it important to say you're the first to do something?
Because he might talk
No, because
Honestly, Jonathan, the notion
but if you listen the podcast, whatever I criticize Manchester United, we never say we're gonna win nothing.
Yeah,
But we're glad to we're there over there. But what is the portion there over there?
When you say now with the league,
Nobody now play good. You know, so nobody now play good.
But we never play good either.
So that makes sense.
no, them say now with the league.
But Taj, we wasn't saying we played any football. We wasn't saying we played any good football. Because we still not like Ole.
And we'll continue this for our Snapchat today.
Because you what?
Yeah, I got it this for our Snapchat.
The last 2 years, then, we are multiple run this as a body like miles in the dark.
Miles.
Everybody even look nowhere. So now, since this thing kind of closer, it seems like, oh, it's a very dramatic and detrimental and way. Nobody now play good. And we can tell you this, but if we just make use of Liverpool, don't have the full chance. Right?
But and then
We're not a chance.
and as I mentioned boy, full squad, I remember over the course of the 2 seasons them, Liverpool was one of the only team them who don't have no significant injury. And have the whole of the team week in, week out.
But for about 2 seasons straight.
We did have injury. Endo was out.
But week in, week out, we don't have a setback for Van Dijk, whatever.
The keeper
Gomez wasn't the starter. And Matip and Van Dijk is the starter.
No, the keeper did miss some game. You can't tell you. Mane missed some game. Salah missed some game.
Last season?
Yes.
No,
man.
That's a significant
Ma said it's not, but we still have injury.
Yo,
We still have injury.
every week Liverpool used to think that. But
Yeah,
we're going to wrap it up now, Taji.
Every time we start, we're going to keep on that.
Yeah, man, you can call in next week so we can have one of them weeks where we just have a full like episode with people calling in so we can have different discussions.
Yeah.
So we can spend some time and actually debate.
That's a wrap. Thank you guys so much for joining us on another episode of Big League Podcast. Like always, please remember to like, share, subscribe. Again, alongside my counterpart, Sean, John. It's a Big League Podcast. Your boy Lemoy. We out.
Yes, sir.
The league